Hey everybody, it's time for GMG in the Raw Live. Grab your favorite beverage of choice and join us as we discuss the Minnesota Vikings. Feel free to add in your comments and we'll talk about them on air. GMG in the Raw Live is about to start. Look at the countdown timer. Once it hits 0, we're starting with the best Vikings post-game show out there. Type in your questions, your comments. We'll talk about them. Played, you know what that means. It's time. Skull. Hey everybody, it's Dave here with Good Morning Gallahorn. GMG in the Raw Live. And believe it or not, Vikings win. Vikings win. How about that?
Got the W, baby.
Joining me on this show, in the middle, in the prime spot, defending the center of the field, we have the base ripper, the Drewster.
Guess I'm not getting the Black Swan stuff. Okay.
You got to send it
We
to me,
won!
brother.
Vikings won! Do we hate BB, or do we like him, or do we hate him, and then we like him?
Jerome's in the house. Viking Jerome is in the house. Ryan Johnson is in the house. Rhino.
I can't wait to answer some questions from the viewers.
Oh, they're coming already. Now, also with us on the far end is the one, the only, the fantastic Flip Mozzie.
Y'all, we finally got to put the debate to rest, okay? Kirk Cousins is better than Teddy Bridgewater. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Thank you. Can we stop with that now?
We learned it today. Argument over. Did Teddy even complete 50% of his passes? Come on.
I want to hear it. I imagine Dave's got some excuses. Roll them out. Let's hear them right now of why you're. Go ahead. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Cousins is better.
No, I got nothing. It's just play calling by rule. Sometimes made me wonder why. But anyways,
Cousins is better than Teddy.
What?
Cousins is better than Teddy.
No, he's not today.
Cousins is better than Teddy. Defense, yeah, smacked him down.
Let's see. Stats-wise, you had 34 for 45, 307 yards, 3 touchdowns with a 115.7 QB rating versus 19 for 36, 267, 1 TD and 1 interception, and 74.
1 TD, that's about par for the course. There you go.
It is what it is.
You know
He
that
sucks,
game.
dude. He sucks.
Teddy sucks.
He does. He's an
That
average
game-
quarterback. He's nothing more than that.
That was the weirdest, most least enjoyable, terribly coached win that I've ever seen on a Sunday.
Oh,
What
totally.
the fuck did we just watch?
That's the biggest. That's it. Win so poorly coached to still get the win is a shocker. All the problems and all the false starts and the delay of games, and we look lost the whole time, and then they come out the winner. Man, Zimmer must be. He's got to be happy about that because it wasn't his best day. But
So
Well, you talk about
so
Teddy. I agree with Mark here. Teddy drove him back, got within field goal range, kicker missed.
He got within 40 yards. Kirk went the distance. Kirk didn't just go 40 yards. Kirk went into the fucking end zone.
Because
Okay?
he had to.
Never
11
got
straight
enough.
completions. Shut up, Mark. Come on. This isn't even close. Come on. You see Teddy in that first half?
Come on.
Oh, he was off. He started out,
So
he was off.
I have some questions. Do the Vikings practice the hard count?
You would assume so.
It doesn't look like it.
I agree it doesn't look like it, but you would assume so. That's a normal
they-
part of situational football, and that you practice, that your defense doesn't fall for it, that your offense,
Do-
the linemen
do
and
we
the
practice-
receivers stay still. And
I don't think they
Do we
at all,
practice
to be honest.
fourth down conversions? Do we practice fourth down
No.
conversions? Because it seems every fourth down conversions we get, I mean, it's 4th and 1. I guess it didn't matter. I guess he made the right call punting there on the opponent's 45-yard line because we won, right?
You know, it
Do
was
we-
kind
do
of
we-
weird when we had it on the 20 and we were down by 2 scores and we went for it on 4th down. I was thinking that's kind of weird. We need 2 scores. Why if we go for it here, we're not going to get any scores. We're still going to need 2.
You
It was
got to
very
go for it
strange
there.
to me.
You got to go for it there. And they should have
Even
gone
though
for
you still
on
need
fourth down more.
You still need a touchdown and a field goal. I mean, it came out all right, but
Yeah.
if he doesn't make it there, people are saying, why not cut it to 8 points with a field goal? Now you're still down by what, 11?
If you don't make it
Whatever.
there, then you don't deserve to win the game.
The Vikings don't really deserve to win.
Do the Vikings practice fair catches?
No.
Do you think there's like a Wednesday fair catch segment, or maybe do you think
Fair catch
they're like, oh, we sucked with fair catching on Sunday, so let's just ignore that. Maybe we'll practice it before the game next Sunday before we try to fix any of that. Like, wow,
It's a
wow,
good
but we got the
question.
win, baby.
They just think it's a fluke, I guess, and don't need to practice it. I mean,
well, this
that's
says
the
it
thing.
just perfectly. I snapped this at the end of the game, and my daughter loves doing the narrative deal that says Vikings celebrate as Chad Beebe went from GOAT to whatever.
I
And
would
it-
not relax, Mark. Chad Beebe. Dude, so many angels dying today. So many just falling from the sky.
Oh, angels were crying.
Let
Angels
me
were
guess.
crying.
Kirk Cousins had the fumble, so he gets an F grade for the whole day. Is that what I'm hearing now?
I'm not
No,
having
actually,
any
he
Kirk
played
today.
well.
He played great.
He played.
Oh, he played well. He played well today, Dave.
He did play well, and he
'Cause
didn't blow it at the end.
worse. He played way worse than he did last week.
Yeah, but he didn't blow it at the end.
But that
You got to
shouldn't be
do a
the whole grade.
complete deal. If you're making some,
Yeah,
you know,
got to do a complete deal.
if you're making some sort of, high rising, what is it that, not a mousse, but something where you bake that deal that comes up, and if you make a noise, the whole thing goes collapse. That
Okay.
was Kirk Cousins
So-
last week.
So
This week
you
it didn't
think-
collapse.
You think Kirk played better this week than he did last week?
He finished better, yes. They played good both games, but he finished better this week, and that's the difference.
I'm not going to press you if you keep on dodging the question, man. I don't want to. It's not that hard to say. Kirk played well 2 weeks in a row here.
No, he could have been more on
He
target.
bailed his coach out, that's for sure.
Few passes.
Bailed his coach out. A- today, though. A- today for Teddy, though. A-.
A- for Teddy. B+ for Kirk.
Fucking F.
But
Drew, who your game balls, Drew? Who you giving game balls to?
Oh, I didn't even think about that coming into the show. I'm winging it, kind of. Probably BB. I don't know. I feel weird giving Fabergé Egg a game ball because I thought he was going to be killed after he got tackled on that first punt in the first quarter. I don't give anybody a game ball who fumbles a punt. He doesn't get a game ball. I'm going with
Thank you.
Jesus, man. Who am I? If you fumble, it's like a kicker. Even if you hit all your kicks, you never get.
You got to give Kirk Cousins a game ball. Even I would. He fucking drove him back under 2 minutes to win the game. He finally did. That's the second time since he's been here that he's done that.
I'll go with Cousins. That's fine. But what do you think, Flip? Who are the two games? We give out 2 a week, so we can either be 2 offense, 2 defense, or 1 of each.
Oh, well, defense. I view MVP as a different reward. MVP today is Kirk Cousins, no debate. You want me to give out 2 game balls? One has to be Eric Kendricks. You know, the defense, they had moments of weakness, I'll call it, in this affair. But you look, and they allowed 13 points. Now, granted, they were playing a crappy-ass quarterback, and Christian McCaffrey wasn't playing on the other side of the ball, but they only allowed 13 points. And that Eric Kendricks interception was amazingly clutch. Maybe some people aren't really looking at that right now because it happened earlier on in the game. Huge interception down in the red zone by Eric Kendricks. The second time he's done that this season. His third interception of the year.
Can you get Mark back up on the screen so we can ask him about that pass at Kendricks?
Yeah, that terrible pass.
We're not going to talk about that, though, right?
That Teddy pass. Eric Kendricks, amazing coverage linebacker, best in the game. He's going to take advantage of any quarterback mistake that's made. Huge interception after 13 pass breakups in 2019. He's turning them into turnovers 2020. Love Eric Kendricks and what he's bringing to this defensive side of the ball. One of the only men that we can count on defense.
What has happened to Harrison Smith this year? Is it just because he's covering for the corners that he's not playing like he has been in previous seasons?
I think the splash plays aren't going to be there when there's so many other holes on the defensive side of the ball. He's clearly in a different role, but he's still the same guy. He's still doing well in coverage, and we're not, other than the miscommunication issues, I'm not worried about Harrison Smith.
Okay, here we got Tyler joining us talking about a game ball. Brian O'Neill. He's right here. Point. He stopped Brian Burns all day.
Brian O'Neill did great. Tyler. Put his C on his chest. I'm not giving a game ball to Brian O'Neill, but that is a good point.
No, what? I'm gonna give
you discriminate against linemen?
If I only get 2, I only get 2.
On the offensive side, it's got to go to Kirk.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give it to. I agree with you, Dave. I'm going to give it to BC Johnson. You come into this game and we're just so worried about the Vikings offense and if they have that extra dimension. Every week we ask ourselves, where can this offense improve? And, Adam Thielen is out. They're going to double team Justin Jefferson. The linebackers are going to key on Dalvin Cook. So you really need another receiver to step up and produce. And, for BC Johnson to get, 8 targets and 8 catches. He caught every single ball that was thrown his way. He didn't muff a punt. He was extremely reliable. And that to me just says, well done in your role as a role player to step up when the star wide receiver is out. I want to see more BC Johnson, to be honest. Of course, I'm never going to get to see that because we got to kill Angels. We got to get Chad Beebe involved somehow. But I was really excited about BC Johnson today and his prospects as a fourth wide receiver.
Well, BC had, according to the stat line, 7 for 74, 10.6 yard average.
That's a
Yeah.
very productive
On
day.
7
Very
targets.
well done.
Right.
Right? And we
Got
all
every
love
ball that was
Justin
thrown his
Jefferson,
way.
who also had 7
I don't
receptions,
think the receiving
but
core
he had
dropped anything today
13
between
targets.
Rudy and everybody. I think they caught everything.
They
No,
were great.
Justin Jefferson dropped balls.
He did?
Yeah. He caught 7 out
Well,
of 13.
Well, they're not all drops though. I mean, there were some contested catches down
He
and
dropped 6 balls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, there was a couple he dropped. Hits his hands, balls out, goes to the ground. That's a drop.
I know, but you just said 13.
He had 13 targets, and he had 7 receptions.
I know that doesn't mean he had 6 drops. What if he throws it over his head?
No,
Is that a
I
drop?
said he had
No,
some
Kirk-
drops.
Drew, Kirk hit Justin's hands every single pass. Just get over it. Kirk had a great game.
I know he did.
It's-
I know.
it's-
and
it's
as much
Justin
as he gets bagged on,
It's Justin
He's-
Jefferson's
he
fault.
got it
That's
done
what
today.
Dave's trying to say.
No, I'm just saying, not all the receivers were perfect.
I think
Receivers
that's a bright
were
spot. For an ugly-ass
receivers
game. We
were great. Defense, I think, had a very underrated performance because of just the score and how Carolina moved the ball. I hated so much about this game, and I'm trying to be positive here.
Well, we got Jacksonville next week.
We've got these wins that just give me no confidence in the rest of the year. I don't trust this team against Jacksonville. Do you?
No,
not
but
trust him any week. Any game
maybe
at all. Any
coming
game.
from behind and actually winning one changes the mentality a bit. And it took to the last 2 minutes of this game to do that.
Why? Why should we have to wait until 2 minutes left against the 4-7 Panthers for a mentality shift to happen? If we have to do it now, then it's just never going to happen.
Yeah,
should
but
have done
I'd
it.
rather
They
have
should
it
done
happen
in week
now.
2.
Well, I agree, but I'd rather have it now than never happen.
But is this an
unless we
attitude
want
shift,
for
or did they just get
draft.
lucky that Joe Sly missed the field goal?
could be.
Pretty lucky. Joe Sly missed that field goal. But, we've been on the other end of these losses plenty of times when we were in the Panthers' shoes, when we could have closed out a game. I mean, they got to be kicking themselves, but they suck too, so you can only kick themselves so much. Of course, you want to come out with the win. Kirk got it done today. The defense only gave up 13 points, so that's misleading, the 28-27. So I think it's more like a 28-13 if you want to count points again. The run defense got better in the second half, but they were getting gashed a lot in the first half, and it was angering me. I think the saving grace is I don't know why Carolina went away from the run. It was working fine, and then they stopped doing every time they get to about midfield, they start getting fancy with the passing. But just two
Analytics,
bad
bro.
teams going at it. One team had to win. 2 bad teams and 1 win, and it was our team. So I'm fortunate for that.
Analytics,
Right,
bro.
there's a
You
lot of
always
problems.
got to pass the ball, even when
They
the
got
run
a
game's
lot of
working.
problems.
You pass the ball.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
understand all the mental miscues at this stage of the season. it's terrible,
Yeah,
dude.
the
They're not coached- they're not coached
penalties
very
that
well. They're
that
not
Eric
coached well.
Wilson penalty, that face mask penalty, really costly. You're doing a hard count, and you're the one incurring penalties off of your hard count. It's ridiculous. You really want to go deep. That first Robbie Anderson touchdown was, a miss on the play calling side. I'm not going to criticize Zimmer too hard because you got to take chances when you're trying to create pressure, but you're dialing up a double A gap blitz. Both Wilson and Eric Kendricks are blitzing on that play. Then you've got Harrison Smith coming on the blitz from the safety spot as well. And you're putting Ifeadi Odenigbo on the slot wide receiver, which hopefully in a normal play, you just hope the pressure gets there. You lose that if the pressure doesn't get there. But you got to look at the situation. It's 3rd down and 12. You don't need to be blitzing 3 guys on 3rd down and 12. That's a little aggressive for Mike Zimmer, and it cost the defense. They scored a touchdown on that play.
You know what I think Zimmer was thinking in that sense, Flip? Zimmer knows Teddy pretty well. I think in Zimmer's mind, he thought, I'm going to pressure him, and Teddy's going to check it down, and we're going to tackle him short of the sticks. I really think I didn't have a problem with
Teddy's really good at beating that blitz.
We got. No, he did. It backfired on him, and we gave up that play. But I'm kind of trying to think what could Zimmer possibly be thinking of in that play, is because when you do pressure him, he'll check it down. So
so now you're the Zimmer apologist.
No, no, believe me, I don't look at things like a man crush like Dave and make excuses for him like Dave does. The guy's flawed. He's a defensive coordinator playing head coach. I call it like it is. And on that play, I think that's what happened on that play. But no, I'm not the guy that's going to sit and funnel excuses and make bullshit excuses for Mike Zimmer. That's your buddy with the beard. Wait. That's Dave. That's Dave with the he could score 40 whenever he wants. I don't know if you've heard that story. He can score 40 whenever he wants, but he chooses not to. That's what Dave
Who is
believes.
he?
So,
Are we talking about Chad
Zimmer.
Beebe can score 40?
No, I'm talking about
Zimmer and how he plays the defend the win offense
if you could score
versus
40
being
points a week,
aggressive.
wouldn't you do that?
Didn't you think after we drove down on that first drive of ours, which was beautifully scripted, go up 7-0, that we were instantly going into the defend the wind mode?
Felt totally different. The offense felt totally different after that. Like they stopped attacking.
Yeah, they stopped attacking. I did not like that, but
the whole team
also
was flat most of the game.
It's not like they also did not. Every time this team drops back 40 times, you get a turnover every 20 dropbacks in this offense, and I still do not trust it. I don't. I look at the Seattle Seahawks game where we have the lead in halftime, we come out throwing in the third quarter, and we end up with 2 turnovers to go down in the game. Same thing here where, drop back to pass and you get that fumble that gives Carolina the lead. So I think if we could be a little safer with the football, then yes, we could start passing more. But the decision making is not there, and the interior pass blocking is not there. We cannot run this offense.
That one fumble was because Brett Jones just got ran over.
Yeah, but Kirk is looking the guy in the face. If you see the dude coming right at you, you got to secure the football.
Protect the football. Hey, Dave, did you see the second? Did you see the 2nd and 10 calls all day that we talked about last Thursday?
Actually, I started graphing them at the beginning, and they were throwing.
I saw him run one. I called it. I was watching it. We had an incomplete pass, and I said, "Ruby, here comes Cook up the middle." And she's all, "Yeah, for a loss of 2."
If they run on first down, they're throwing on second down. If they throw on first down, they're running on second down.
It's a pattern, though. You should never. And
so, like, your 1st and 10 play is a 7-yard out to Tajay Sharp, falls incomplete to nobody's surprise, and then a run's happening the next play.
Every time. It's a pattern.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't run anything. You shouldn't be patterned.
And we're not running those easy slant routes or the easy wide receiver screen. We did a little bit of those those curl routes for those easy first down throws, which is what other teams in the league do much more often. So yeah, like Rhino said, we ran twice on 2nd and long, and that's progress, but it also, you need easier completions in this offense. We started getting them today.
I mean, everybody knows, even the teams that play us, that I watched one drive where we ran it to Cook up the middle, and then we threw a screen to Cook on 2nd down. He lost 4 yards because 6 guys were tackling him. I mean, sometimes it's almost we're too reliant on Cook. I mean, those defensive coordinators know where we're going.
I've been saying it since the first week of the year.
Mix it up a little more. Cook's a great player, but fuck.
Again, this is another game where we're incredibly lucky that Cook injury wasn't serious, but give Alex Madison 7 carries. We can't do that. It boggles my mind. We're just set up to fail catastrophically. Yeah, two carries for Alex Madison. Sweet.
Yeah, and that was in relief of Cook when his ankle was busted.
He only had 2.
Right.
He only had
2.
Yeah, carries.
Cook only missed 1 drive. So, it is what it is. I'm I'm proud of the offense. I feel like Kirk played extremely well. We don't win this game without him. And the defense held up. So if the offense played well and the defense played well, why was it such a close game? You can blame turnovers or you can just blame bad coaching.
Well, it was because we were behind most of the game and it looked horrible. They looked flat.
They were flat. They
were flat. And that blows my mind. Yes, coaching has a part of that. But so does just motivations from playing football. If you're out there, you want to do your best and you want to come out firing off the ball. Being flat, to me, blows my mind. It's especially at this level.
Being flat is bad coaching. That's bottom line.
I think so too. I agree.
Yeah, but the players also have responsibility for that too. You got to come out and you got to want to play. If you come out slow, are they giving them the wrong pregame meal or something? You know,
what makes you want to play?
Believing in your coach and having a hard-nosed coach, that's what makes you want to play.
That's part of it, but also you want to do it for yourself.
Well,
I don't know if we can get into this debate, man. Like, it's bad coaching. You should know your players. At minimum, you spent 8 months with them at this point. Those are for your rookies. For your veterans, you spent 4 to 5 years with these guys in the locker room. So if you're a coach, you need to know what makes them tick. You need to know what makes them play well. You need to know what makes them play poorly, both physically, both schematically, mentally, emotionally. You need to know all those things. So if you're mismanaging that, that is on the coaching staff.
I believe so too. I've never been a head coach in the NFL, so I kind of defer to things that Herm Edwards have said and Marv Levy and all. You go by what everybody else says. And when Herm Edwards says, if your team's flat and they're undisciplined, that's your coaching. You're either coaching.
Yeah, but we see Eric Kendricks come out and just excel every week. Is that because of the coach, or is that because of Eric Kendricks?
Well, that's because he's
Now that's just what I'm saying. Do you blame your boss if you don't do a good job?
Eric Kendricks is exactly what I'm talking about. Eric Kendricks is a great player, but is he a vocal leader? Who are the vocal leaders on the defensive side of the ball?
That's part of the problem. They were all retired or gotten rid of.
Who is going to smack you upside the head? Not a coach, but which player is going to smack DJ Wanham or Shamar Stephen or Eric Wilson upside the head when they make a bad play?
They've all been released or retired.
And why? Because of the coach. Look at where Xavier Rhodes has gone. Look at the decision not to bring back Everson Griffin. The guys who have actually freaking said something or showed some fire. That's coaching.
I'm done trying to talk to Dave about Mike Zimmer. I really am. I don't even want to discuss it anymore.
Yeah, but you guys blame everything on Zimmer, and it's not everything on Zimmer.
I don't blame everything on Zimmer, but when his defense is ranked 27th in scoring, he's doing a crappy-ass job. And when his team comes out flat, he's doing a crappy-ass job. I have never blamed bad offense on Mike Zimmer. A lot of people do that. I don't do that, okay? I have never blamed Mike Zimmer on draft picks and whether they pan or not. I don't blame Mike Hughes on Mike Zimmer, but there were things he can control. And the things he can control are team culture and defensive performance. And when I see both of those sucking, I'm going to say something about it.
Yeah, but defense performance can only go as good as the talent level.
No, completely disagree.
Are you telling me you put somebody that's 5'6" out there on the defensive line, coaching will make him an all-star? No.
I mean, coaching will make him competent. I'm not asking for all-star.
No.
I'm asking for league average play. Nobody said anything about all-star. Coach him up, Zimmer.
We can do better than Mike Zimmer. I hate to break it to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Better than defense,
but we can also do worse.
And offensive false starts and badly used timeouts and not going for it on 4th and 1 and fair catch issues. Those are all coaching.
And he's gone for it on 4th down more this season than he ever has.
He has. I'm very happy about it.
You can't go into it, Dave, thinking, well, we could do worse too. Then you're not going to get any better if you have that kind of attitude. I mean, sure, we could get a coach and be worse, but What are you going to do?
Well,
with things that
you
got to try something. At some point, you got to do something, don't you? At some point, you got to do something.
And this is the issue.
But
with
we're
Mike
one
Zimmer.
game behind 500 right now.
If you wanna go 9-7 for 10 years in a row, Mike Zimmer's your best bet to do that.
Or the former coach of Cincinnati.
Right. If you want to go 9-7, 10-6 for an extended amount of time, and then just hope that one of those years ends up in a Super Bowl run, even though it probably won't, then sure, you stick with Mike Zimmer. You keep on trying. You keep on barely making the playoffs every year and hoping that the Minnesota Vikings, the unluckiest team in football, all of a sudden get lucky. Sure, you can take that approach. But telling you right now.
But how can you not say that about Andy Reid?
How can I not say that about Andy Reid?
It took him 19 seasons as coach to win a Super Bowl.
Andy Reid, look at the offensive talent that Andy Reid dealt with. Andy Reid was playing Alex Smith in the playoffs, winning his division every single year. He was showing that he was one of the best offensive minds in the game long before he actually won a Super Bowl. Has Mike Zimmer shown us that, or do we still think?
But he's
that
not
Mike
an
Zimmer's
offensive mind. He's a defensive mind.
Is he the one of the best defensive minds in the league right now?
Probably still, yes.
I don't think so. I think
who's
this season
better?
Proves that he's not. I'll take Vrabel. I'll take.
Okay, let's go over the last 5 years and tell me who's better.
I'll take Tomlin. I'll take Vrabel. I'll take Belichick. I'll take the defensive coordinator in San Francisco. I'll take Wade Phillips. I'll take the defensive coordinator in LA that they hired after they fired Wade Phillips. So he's 7 or 8 in my mind right now, what he's doing this year. I'm sorry, Jerome. We won. I should be more positive. I'm happy at this win. I'm happy. I'm happy we won this game. But don't tell me that there weren't issues and that we can't improve the process, because we all know that we can.
We can.
Isaac's right.
Good comment. Good comments today.
Look. I told y'all when we were sitting here 1-5 that Mike Zimmer can go 7-3 down the stretch or get out of my state. And so I'm happy that he's on the path to get to 8-8. He needs to go what, 4 or 3-2 down the stretch is what we need right now to get to 8-8.
Correct.
So do it. I think that's a really low bar for Mike Zimmer. We should be asking for more, but
we got Jacksonville. The ones that are going to be tough are Tampa. Trying to remember who else is on the schedule. Drew, you remember?
Jacksonville, then Tampa Bay.
New Orleans.
Here we go.
New Orleans on there.
Jacksonville, Tampa, Bears, New Orleans, and then the temporary head coached Detroit Lions.
Okay, so beat Jacksonville, beat Chicago, beat Detroit. So don't say I'm asking too much from Mike Zimmer. If he can't do that, then he needs to go. Can we at least agree that if he goes 7-9, we got to fire the dude?
Hey, I'm for fire them all. But I'm just telling you guys you're going to be disappointed when Ziggy keeps him.
I am.
Get anywhere with Dave. Dave does not. He loves him. So let's just get by it.
All right.
What did I just say, Drew?
I went on the record saying we're not winning the last month of the season.
I know you did. But what did I just say?
We're not going to win the last 4 weeks.
What did I just say?
I don't know.
I said fire them all. But I said don't be surprised that Ziggy keeps them.
No,
well,
but I think,
like I said,
sincerely, you don't want to fire Zimmer. I think deep down in your heart, you want to keep the guy.
I want a better football team. I don't want to go through BS like today.
So why do you argue on his behalf all the time?
Because it's not all him. You tend to blame everything that goes wrong with the Vikings on Zimmer.
No, but you blame nothing on him. That's the fucking difference. You have zero blame. 0% on Zimmer.
I have blamed him before.
No, fuck no, you don't blame him. You
yes,
have excuses for him. Not enough Pro Bowl players. Yeah,
On the offense, do we have any
Pro
Pro Bowl offensive linemen? Our offensive line has sucked since he's been there.
He can score 40 points every week, but the NFL would get mad at him because of gentleman's agreement. I mean, I've heard it all. I've heard a bunch of shit about Zimmer, and I'm sick of it, dude. He's an average head coach. He's decent.
Average?
We're going back to
He's
decent.
above average if you take his win-loss record.
I know how you feel about Zimmer, so I'm not, like I said. No,
But your definition of average is winning 2/3 of the games. No coach is going to win more than that on a regular basis, period.
You told
Not
me the other
Lombardi,
day.
not
You told me it
Belichick.
was- hey, when we talked
Dave.
Zimmer last year, it was Spielman, and then it was the assistant coaches, and then it was Ziggy, and then it was not enough Pro Bowl players, and then it was he could score 4. It's never been, you've never answered with, you know what, Zimmer guy, he needs to do a better job. Ever. That's
I
why
have
know
said
you-
he has to do a
Oh,
better
fuck
job.
No, dude, you love that guy.
You don't
love
listen.
him. I listen.
Isaac,
too much.
Isaac,
Listen to these stories.
Isaac saying that the defense is young, will improve. Isaac, I think what we're saying is we need to see it this year. So, that I guess my question for you, Drew, is we're 5-6 right now. What is the Vikings 2020 record at the end of the year? What's your prediction?
5? Are we 5 and won 5 games?
Yeah, we're 5-6. He says we don't win
I think-
December, so that's
I
5
think,
and
I think they'll beat Jacksonville, and I think it'll be a game a lot like today. It'd be very similar. But I think the wheels are going to start falling off, and by the time we play Detroit at the end of the season, we'll all be throwing our hats down going, I cannot believe we ended the season losing to the fucking Lions. I do. I think the Vikings will win one more game.
Okay, so that's 6-10. Dave, do you want to keep Mike Zimmer if we go 6-10?
I don't want to keep Mike Zimmer now. I want to move on.
Wow. Okay.
I said that
Okay.
weeks ago.
All
It's
right, let me
just-
ask you another question. If they win out, do you want to keep Mike Zimmer?
There
If
it
they
is.
win out and go 9,
There it is.
9-7 and make the playoffs.
6.
Oh.
If they win out, they'll go 10-6.
Oh, and they'll definitely make the playoffs then.
Give him that truth serum. Give him that
Yes,
truth
he
serum.
would have to stay.
Okay.
But it's
Well,
not
that-
my
let's-
decision, like I said. It's Ziggy and Mark's Wilf's decision.
Don't you
We
think we know
ours
that?
means
right now.
nothing.
Dave, don't you think we know
Dude, I don't think you, Dave. Vikings fans were about to turn off the TV today. Like fans can handle 2 to 3 more losses like the bullshit we saw today, where we got Chad Beebe fumbling fair catches and face mask penalties, and we're drawing our own offensive lineman off sides. That is not clean football. And Vikings
No.
fans have a way bigger sense of urgency than putting up with whatever Ziggy and Mark think. So
Yeah, but
again,
Ziggy and Mark
I'm
are the
happy-
ones that make the decision.
Well, I don't want
I
to
know,
talk
but we
about them
know
right
that.
now.
We all-
I am not the Ziggy Mark voice. I am the Vikings fans voice. And
There you
so
go.
I understand what it's like, and so do y'all, to have never seen a Super Bowl team. So I'm not just looking for some 9-7 coach. And, if we get into the playoffs right now, my perspective is get in. Positives on our side is we have a great young rookie wide receiver. We have a quarterback who looks, I don't want to say hot, but he's heating up. And his play is at a level that could generate some playoff victories. And, like our commenters have said, we have a young defense that is slowly improving. So those recipes, we just need to see that with more consistency. And I say all this knowing that we are on a razor's edge, because if we don't see us continue to put down W's, and we don't see Kirk continually improve, and we don't see improvement from the youngsters, then that's not just okay, let's try again next year. That's like a make the playoffs, make a run, or burn the house down. That's all I'm saying. I'm cool with either one.
I have a question, and I'll piggyback it right off what Flip said, right off the question he had. And I'll ask you guys this, and even our listeners. I'd like to get some feedback on the screen from the if there's from the people that are watching this show, if there's any.
Oh, there's quite a few.
Say we keep Rick Spielman and Mike Zimmer for next year. You convince me of what's going to be different.
Yeah.
Well, on the defense, we're going to have Anthony Barr back.
Okay.
Danielle Hunter back. And Pierce back. I was just looking to see if Pierce ever made the Pro Bowl. He did not.
Okay. So we're going to be a top 5 defense in 2021?
We close, with the development of the corners. Yeah, you betcha. Who else are we going to lose?
What about all the mind problem, the discipline, and everything that comes with the cerebral part of the game? We seem to be riddled with miscues. How does that change?
Well, hopefully we don't deal with COVID rules, and we're back to normal football.
I think we're going to be 7-9 again next year, because I think
it's quite possible.
Falling into a losing culture.
And
I feel like I'm a Bengals fan with Marv Lewis.
Mike Zimmer is a high floor, low ceiling coach. We're always going to be in that 7-9, 9-7 range, for better or for worse. You can look at that. You can look at that and be positive about it. You can look at that and be negative about it. But he is a high floor, low ceiling coach.
Could be.
And the floor was high today, buddy, because even when we suck ass and commit all the penalties and can't play special teams, we still win the motherfucking game, baby. Let's go.
Yes, we did. Yep, there's a team out there that makes dumber plays than we do.
Woo! You gotta love that high floor.
And how long does Marlon Malouf stay as special teams?
Can we fire somebody? Can we at least fire one person?
Marlon Malouf, the special teams coach.
Who hired Marlon Malouf?
Yeah, Zimmer, but not everybody you hired on your construction crew was good, were they? You fired some people.
The question I just asked you. See how he tries to divert that shit? He diverts it and reflects it towards something else rather than
you want perfection. You can't get perfection.
I don't want perfection.
Whoa, what perfection?
What the fuck are you talking about? Perfection.
He wants him to win all the games, go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. Otherwise, fire him.
Every Vikings fan wants that. Yes, every Vikings fan wants him to win all the games, win all the playoff games, and go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. That's literally what every Vikings fan wants. We're not allowed to ask for that?
No, you can't ask for that.
That's unrealistic.
That's unrealistic. You got to ask for 8-8. Zimmer's a swell guy. 8-8's fine by my. Woohoo! Woohoo!
What coach has been perfect? There hasn't been any, except for Don Shula.
Make the playoffs or get out of my state. This ain't no Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles operation where we've already had a Super Bowl in the past. No, fuck that logic. Win a Super Bowl. Try to win a Super Bowl or get off my fucking team.
We're going to be dead and gone before that happens.
When I said who hired Marlon Malouf, I was just expecting him to hear, Zimmer did, and it was a terrible hire. He didn't answer it like that. It was, hey, Drew, what about... See, he gets defensive about it because he likes the guy. Yeah. If he didn't, he would say, that's a terrible hire. That's what he would have said.
Actually, Marlon Malouf was good last year. I don't know what the hell's happened this year. Last year, did we have any special teams issues? No.
Make the guy accountable for something. Fuck. And the first time Ted Glover brought up DeFilippo, you said, well, that was all Spielman. And Ted Glover said, no, dude, the head coach hires the offensive coordinator. So you were trying to...
And I have heard it was Spielman that hired him.
Man, what? Fuck, dude.
Hey.
Wasn't... Head coaches hire their coordinator.
Not necessarily. Head coach isn't in charge of the team.
Rule. Broke my own rule, Flip. Dead horse.
We won. We won the stupidest game of the 2020 season, y'all.
Yes, we did.
Thanks for watching.
On that. Let's keep it in the winning realm. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's win another stupid one next week.
Absolutely.
Mission
and keep
500.
building them up.
Who the hell is the quarterback for Jacksonville now? Is it Is it Mark
Hey,
Brunell? Is he
yo,
back?
Glennon put up some numbers today, man. Glennon ain't no joke. He's gonna come in here like Andy Dalton. I think he's a redhead too, with a little shorter haircut. So we gotta watch out.
They Minnesota again next week?
3 straight home games. We were supposed to win them all, but we lost to Dallas. So now we're just going for 2-1.
Yeah,
and you do it.
Yes. I want another win.
Yep.
I want another win.
We'll
baby.
see. Until then,
that rare era of 7 wins. I want to get to 7, baby. I want to get to 7 so I can. Yeah. You wait till next year, guys, and we win 8.
yeah. And if you're in the NFC East, you win the division.
Bruno. Skull Vikes.
Yes.
5 and 6, baby. Let's get to 6. Let's get to 500. Let's get
to 500.
Idiot Spielman hiring Zimmer's coaches for him. Jeez.
I mean, if we can win a game where we play that bad, just imagine when we play well. And hey,
he didn't hire him,
that's
Dave.
good.
Zimmer hired him. Get over it. Zimmer hires his coaches.
I'm gonna leave you two to make up. Apparently,
But anyways,
apparently Ruby's not home today because Drew is.
He's cracking up right now. She's heard the Zimmer thing over between me and Dave.
over and over and over. We've only argued over it for the last 3 years.
And usually when
Anyways,
we're done arguing, she asks if he's high on weed. That's what
He got his ass fucking saved by his quarterback today.
Yes, kind of hard to argue that. Let's hear it, Dave.
I do have an announcement to make, though.
Let's hear it.
Starting.
Thank you, Mary. Can you read Mary's comment? Is that
Yes.
is that your announcement?
No, not at all.
What'd she say? What'd
Mary's
Mary
been a
say?
Vikings
Mary.
fan for 55 years, and she wants the team to move on from Zimmer. Lack of
Mary!
leadership comes from the top.
You know what they say? When you find yourselves in times of trouble,
Thank you, Mary.
Mother Mary comes to me.
Okay, I don't know about all that.
Words of wisdom.
I don't know. Is that the
That's Mary.
Bee Gees? I never heard that.
No,
No.
Hey, Beatles wrote that song after Mary Fisk. She's got so much wisdom. That lady's right on with that. Let's end the show on Mary is right. Mary.
Look, Ted Glover in the comments. Everybody. See, I told you, the fans. I know the fans. I am the voice of the fans, and I can tell you, they ain't happy with Mike Zimmer right now. I'm just saying it.
But it all
Now, don't
depends
blame
on
me.
Mark and
Well, you know what?
Ziggy Wolf.
Dave wouldn't like him either. If he didn't like him, he'd say he'd be right in there with us to get rid of him. That's what he would be. It would be. If he was thinking about it in football terms, get rid of him. I'm
season
serious.
isn't over yet.
He doesn't
Freddie,
look
you
at
do
it
the
that
gritty.
way.
Anyways,
I ain't
the
doing no
announcement
gritty.
is that starting this upcoming Friday.
Yes. Eberhard wants a Super Bowl. Sorry, I'll stop interrupting. But these fans in here, they're passionate, and we gotta let them speak because they're not looking for no 8-8, 9-7. They're looking for a Super Bowl.
Let the people speak, Dave. Stop oppressing the people, Dave.
Starting this Friday, we are going to let the people speak because we are going to take the pregame show live on Friday night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Hippie time.
That's my time. Hippie time.
To go live where all of you can join us. So starting Friday, watch us live on Friday night for your GMG pregame show.
Let's do it. Hope you guys get a great turnout. Dave, Ted wants to know what grade you gave Kirk Cousins for this game.
An A. I get
An A.
He
gets an A,
completed
Ted.
it. He completed
He
it and remembered to
F.
sign
He got
his
an
name.
F against Dallas.
He forgot to sign his name.
Dallas. Yeah.
So we're just judging on 3 or 4 plays, not an entire game, right?
If the defense sucks,
No,
then Kirk gets an F. If the defense plays well, then Kirk gets an A.
Drew, I took an engineering course in college, and on it,
For fuck's sake.
the instructor, the professor said, make sure you read all the instructions before you proceed.
But
Right?
he did that both weeks.
He did it for a final, and he said, all right, read it. And so on the instructions it said, read the entire test, go to the end. Right? Read the entire test, go to the end, and it says, if you've made it this far, sign your name, sit there, be quiet, and then 30 minutes from now, turn it in. Most everybody hit that, except for 2 of us, hit that test and started filling out question 1, question 2, working it in their big engineering problems. The 2 of us did not fill out anything. We just signed our name, turned it in, got an A. Everybody else got an F because they failed to follow instructions. Kirk Cousins last week failed to complete that test. F.
His receiver dropped the ball.
And then his next 2 passes were off target.
There was an offensive lineman. There was a defensive lineman in his face.
No.
Gabe, when we were doing the grading wasn't how do you think Kirk performed on the final drive? The question I gave was how do you think he performed? For the
and
whole
I said
game?
an F because he got it incomplete. He failed to sign his paper.
So if Justin Jefferson catches that pass against Dallas, he gets an A.
No, if he goes down and scores and wins, he gets an A.
What if he hands the ball to Dalvin Cook and Dalvin Cook takes it in for a touchdown? Does Kirk get an A?
Kirk gets an A. Because he did what's necessary to win the game. We pay him to do that. We don't pay him to fuck up.
Are you on magic mushrooms? I'm asking for a serious question.
No, just my
Are
ale.
you?
I can't
Just
even
my
hear you.
ale. With that,
Either that or Ted and Flip Mozzie's grades were all fucked up by giving him a B. There's got to be. There's no middle
I'm sure
ground
they
on
were.
it.
No, he had a good game, except for he failed to complete it.
But he can't get an F then if he had a good game.
Why are
Yes, he
people still
can.
watching
Failing
this
to
show?
complete an
This show
assignment
is
gets
as
you an
dumb as
F.
the game we just watched.
It is. This topic right here about getting an F against Dallas is as dumb as it comes.
Anyways,
join
us.
I had my brother on the phone the other day. He goes, "Who the fuck said that?" I go, "I just wanted your opinion on what you thought about it." He goes, "That's ridiculous."
Thank
But
you
I
all
just
so
wanna
much.
get
And I
for
said he played
continuing to
well,
watch
except for he
us.
failed to complete it. Thanks for watching us. Join us Friday live. Any last words there, Drew, as you put the ice cream cone to your forehead? Metaphorically.
I say meow meow Viking cow. We wait all year to watch these Viking games. It's always good to get a win, and I'm glad Carolina's stupider than we are. Thank you, Matt Rule.
Last words there, Flip.
Thank y'all for watching. If you think we were being too negative, just go ahead and watch last week's post-game show. I promise you, we were not being that negative. Vikings win. Go Vikings.
Vikings win. Vikings win. Go Vikings and join us Friday live for the pregame show. Skol, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching or listening. As always, if you like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. And if you're listening to the podcast, please rate us on your favorite aggregator. Skol, everybody.